Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inspiration Morning Live. I am Christina Crowley, and I know that it has been a bit since you've seen me around here. I've been busy. I've been doing a few of my own projects. I've been working on some different things, and I am glad that you're here with me today, and I'm glad to be back today. And what I'm talking about today is we have the power, and this comes to me because I was watching a episode of Marie Forleo's show that she has, her internet show, and she talked with Lewis Lowe's this morning, and or how anyway, you know how good I'm not with names and things like that, but I really do. I want to talk about that a little bit because she talked with him, and he is an inspirational speaker. He's a former football player, and it really got me thinking because it really put into good view for me what we're going through in these days and times. But it also made me think that we have the power, and we have the power to be who we want to be. We have the power to help our lives. Though there are times when we're going through crap, we're going through a lot, we're being affected by the external things around us, we're being affected by maybe some of the things that are going in with us, internally, maybe externally with us. But we can't forget that we have the power. We have, the power to change what we want. We have the power to change course. We have the power to affect how we internalize things. I think sometimes we forget that. And I think sometimes we forget that we have the power to make things different in our lives. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. I'm not perfect. I don't have any good solutions per se, other than, let's go within ourselves and ask ourselves how we are dealing with things. And, because what Lewis talked about is how he reacted to a lot of things and a lot of the things that he had learned in decades of doing things. And he reacted in those ways. And he realized that it just wasn't serving him. He said he got into a fight on a basketball court, and that fight, kind of changed him. He realized it was across the street from a police station. Even though the person who he was fighting with threw the first punch, he realized that could have really totally changed his life. And, I think it may, in listening to that interview with Marie Forleo, it made me really realize that we have the power. It's like what the Wizard of Oz says to Dorothy at the end of The Wizard of Oz. You've always had it in you. We always have it in us. We always have it in us to change, to do what we want to do, and not living by other people's wants, wishes, desires, influence. We have to do what is right for us and what is just by other people. Because I also talked about there are cultures, around the world that, violence is basically unheard of. And, so if that's true, then, changes within our own society must be able to be true and must be able to happen. And that comes back to, personally, us having the power personally to change our own lives. I bring up, there are certain cultures that don't have violence, and that, each one of us can go forward and teach those of us who we have the influence over that we don't need violence, that there are means of living that don't include that. And I'm not saying we need to take away anything, but it's rather we need to change the feelings within us. We need to change how we react to things. And that also has a ripple effect in other areas of our lives. I've been working on doing some new books, doing some new coloring books, doing some new pages, and it is a change for me, and it's hard. And it is It's not easy, but it is something new that I've wanted to do and that I push forward on. And so there's this great, wonderful thought of, having a big impact on the world. But it really comes down to beginning with us. And I can't sit here and say, change begins with you if I don't start with change within myself. And realizing that, maybe you have been doing those changes, but give yourself some credit for it. I've realized that I've been really working on this change over the past while. There's been a lot of resistance to push through. And having been doing things for a number of decades, it's not easiest to change, but one step at a time, and we can change. So on the big scale of life and within our own selves, we can make a difference. But we also don't know who's watching. Maybe you have kids that are going to watch you do what you need to do to better yourself in your life, to make a wonderful life for yourself and for them. Maybe it's just the people around you, your good friends who are a little lost and need a little guidance and need a little, are looking at you as maybe, how does she get it? How does she do it? How does she look like she has it together? And maybe you need to show that you don't have it all together, but you try. And that person is also different. So we have the power within us. We have the power within us to be who we want to be. We have the power within us to help others. We have the power within us for all things that we may or may not want to accomplish. And I say may not want to accomplish because are you going down the road you want to go to? Well, if not, you have the power to change that. And I know I grew up in Butte, Montana. It was a mining town. And very subtly there, hello, good morning. Thank you for joining me. Please feel free to give me some thumbs up, some hearts. I really do appreciate those. I really appreciate them a lot. But, where I grew up, you were under the thumb of the company. And I never realized it until we left there. But the company ruled how life was going to be. And there were subtle things that were said. Some of it was spoken, some of it wasn't. And I didn't realize that. And that is partially where I got my ideas in my life, that I didn't have the power to change. I had to live the life that was set out for me by others. And that's not necessarily true. That's so not true. I have the power within me to start my businesses, to work at different businesses, to work at what pays the bills, and then to kind of start branching out elsewhere. I have the power within me. We have the power. What will, what is, and what will be is up to me. I really do feel that. And when we affect ourselves with good change, with good thoughts, with good positivity, and I'm not saying that it with our actions, going forward with our actions is powerful. It is us giving ourselves our power, and it is action. I do like the law of attraction, and as I say on my Twitter handle, I love the law of attraction with action. The law of attraction can't happen without action. And we need to realize our own power through action. Power is an activity. I think it's a verb. I don't know if it's a verb or not, or if it's an adjective. It may be both, but I think live the verb. Live the verb. Alrighty, so I want to say thank you for joining me. And I know I've been away. I've been away for a number of days, but I'm building my own self, my own newness. And I'm happy to report back here when I have some more breakthroughs. You can go to ChristinaCrowley.com and you can get some free samples of my work. And I'm very proud of that work, and I'm building that there. So feel free to go there and sign up for my list, and you'll get, some daily motivational essays that I write, but also, I believe in working for myself and empowering others. And so if you want to, be creative, start a business for yourself, you may get a few of those notes too, but not always. That's not all what I'm about. I want to say thank you very much. I'm glad that you're here with me today. I'm glad that you're watching. I feel very blessed to have you here. All righty, and I want to say ta-ta for now. See you soon.